Visiting judges will be hearing cases in San Jacinto, Polk, and Trinity counties after Judge Elizabeth Coker took leave and plans to resign. Her departure comes amid accusations that she used text messages to coach a prosecutor, showed prejudice against some attorneys, and met with jurors who were deliberating criminal trials. According to the State Commission on Judicial Conduct, Coker sent texts to prosecutors to help them build their case against a man on trial for injuring a child. She did not admit guilt, but took an immediate leave and will resign. This case is reminding many of the Judge Christopher Dupy case out of Galveston. Joining us live in the newsroom is Fox 26 legal analyst Chris Tritico, Fox 26 news analyst Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
So weighing in on unethical judges, I'm sure you guys have plenty to say about that.
Well, you know, what it does, especially with something like Judge Coker, that has been pretty much proven that Judge Coker was violating every ethical rule that there is. You don't talk, you're not allowed to talk to jurors while they're deliberating. You're not allowed, a judge is not allowed to help one side as opposed to the other in a criminal trial. And these things not only violate the due process of the defendant who's on trial, but they demean the integrity of our system. And if our system doesn't work because people don't trust it, then it's really the beginning of the end for our Constitution. I'm not trying to sound overly dramatic here, but that's actually the case. But before we start, I need to say I'm proud that Mustafa and Mike Iskovitz have jumped on the Sam Houston State bandwagon, who won again last night, and I see that they're wearing their orange ties in support of Sam Houston State, so I want to thank them for that. Let's start with you, Jackie Bally. When you have these cases, we have three right now going on. Judge Coker, Judge Dupy, who's already resigned, and this judge from Harris County, who's now being investigated. What's the issue here?
Well, in these three cases, it's clearly a violation, and I'm glad it's being investigated. But you know, we have a lot of good judges in our county, in Harris, Brazoria, Fort Bend. I know a lot of them. I know you know a lot of them. They're very ethical. I think these are three extreme cases, and I think in every profession you do have some examples of what you should or should not do, or what you should not do in this case. But I think that's where we're going with this. To say that all of our judges are unethical, or there's a larger amount of unethical judges in Texas, I think that would be a far stretch. I think looking at these cases, I think they definitely should be punished. There are some things that they're doing that are clearly wrong, but I think they're extreme examples.
I don't think anybody's suggesting that every judge in Texas is corrupt, but is this an argument now to end partisan races for judges in Texas? Is this point out something with the partisan races?
Before we talk about that, Mike just texted me. He said him and I are just wearing these ties because Halloween.
It's Sam Houston State all the way.
Look, well, the challenge with this is that, you know, we as Americans are starting to lose trust with the system, not just with government, but our educational institution and across the board. And so things like this remind us that when we put our lives in the hands of a judge or a police officer or someone in authority and they abuse that authority, it makes us feel very vulnerable. And I'm hoping that there's an investigation. I'm hoping that we quickly find out all of the judges that are involved in different issues. We bring them to justice and move on. The public needs this public confidence.
Let me bring Donnelly in. She's monitoring our social media accounts.
That's right. You know, and so many people want to know what in the world would make a judge, like the accusations that Judge Coker are accused of. So many want to know what would make a judge do something like that. Marcia Kushner says, little by little corruption is coming to light, but I fear we really have no idea how far it really goes. So how far does it go? You know, are more judges doing this and it's just going undetected? Well,
you know, being the one here that practices law and works with judges every day, I'm going to agree with Jackie that this is not a problem with every judge in Texas, and there's a lot of very, very good, honorable, decent people that sit on the bench every day and make the hardest decisions that there are to make. But when you have a situation like Judge Dupy or Judge Coker, and I can't remember the name of the Harris County judge that's now being investigated, you have to root that out, and if it's true, you have to get that person off the bench. And they probably should lose their law license over that. That's for the state bar to decide. Jackie Bally, the same person, the Judge Dupuy, was the complaint was filed against him, is the same person filed the complaint against this judge in Harris County. Is this guy going on a rampage, or is he doing good work?
I guess he's just lucky. He's batting pretty close.
Well, he says it's his mission to clear up family law from the judicial intervention.
Hey, and if that's fine with all of us. If he can find, if there are judges who are doing things that they should not be doing, I think we're quite happy with him bringing it to light. And as we both said, there are not going to be many that he's going to find. But another thing about this whole thing is our process in Texas is very good because we have a mixture of merit selection elections and appointments. It's a healthy mix. A lot of states only have one. And I think that's why we've been so blessed and lucky that our judges, for the most part, have done such a great job, because a lot of them have very high standards and are very qualified to do their job. Real
quick, do you agree with that? Is it a good system? We're out of time.
Some would argue that a lot of people that are being elected in partisan elections, judges, is questionable.
All right. We're going to have to leave it right there, Dominique. We'll be back in a few minutes. I don't remember what the next topic is, but it's a good one.
It's always a good one. Yeah, and a corrupt judge, that's a very dangerous individual.
Sure is.
All right. Thanks so much, you guys. Can't wait to hear the next topic.